Hello, friends. There are 5 bills that millions of American seniors over the age of 65 are paying every single month that they are completely and legally not required to pay in full, or in some cases, not required to pay at all. 5 bills. And before you decide this list is not for you, let me say what I always say at the start of this conversation. These exemptions exist across income levels. Some have no income test whatsoever. The comfortable retiree who has always assumed exemptions are for someone worse off has been leaving money on the table every year. And the senior on a modest fixed income who has stopped looking because they have heard too many times that programs are for someone else deserves to know that this list was built for them too. My name is Linda Foster. I have spent 12 years as a certified retirement planner working with seniors across Florida and the country. And these 5 bills are the ones generating the most questions and the most unclaimed savings in 2026. Bill number 1, your federal income tax. According to the IRS, for tax years 2025 through 2028, every person who is 65 or older is eligible for a new additional deduction of $6,000 on top of everything they already receive. For a married couple where both spouses are 65 or older, the deduction is $12,000. This is called the Senior Bonus Deduction, and it is part of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act signed in July of 2025. Here is what makes this deduction unusual. It stacks on top of the standard deduction and the existing additional senior deduction. It does not replace anything, and it is available whether you itemize or take the standard deduction. When you add everything together, a single 65-year-old filer with income under $75,000 could deduct as much as $24,050 before owing $1 of federal income tax in 2026. A qualifying married couple filing jointly could reach $47,500. For many seniors receiving Social Security as their primary income, this combined deduction reduces their federal income tax liability to zero. Every dollar of federal income tax being withheld from their Social Security check using the W-4V form is money they are lending to the IRS at zero interest. When they file in April and get a refund, they have simply recovered money that was always theirs. The fix is a single form. Download Form W-4V from SSA.gov. Reduce or eliminate the withholding percentage to match your actual tax liability, and submit it to the Social Security Administration. Your next check reflects the change. The money stops leaving your account and starts staying in it. The senior bonus deduction phases out for taxpayers with modified adjusted gross income over $75,000 for single filers and $150,000 for joint filers. If your income is below those thresholds, you receive the full deduction. If you are above them, a partial deduction may still apply. That is Bill number 1. Federal income tax you may not owe at all. Bill number 2, your property tax. According to AARP, only about 8% of the more than 9 million eligible seniors actually apply for property tax relief they are legally entitled to. That is not a rounding error. It is a systemic failure of communication between state and county governments and the seniors their programs were designed to help. Every state in America offers some form of property tax relief for senior homeowners. The programs fall into 3 categories. The first is a flat senior exemption that removes a fixed dollar amount or percentage from your home's assessed value. In New York, localities now have the option to offer eligible senior homeowners a property tax exemption of up to 65% of their home's assessed value, effective for taxable years beginning on or after January 1st, 2026. The second is an assessment freeze that locks your taxable assessed value at its current level. In Cook County, Illinois, the Senior Freeze Program locks your equalized assessed value if your household income is under $75,000. In Texas, the over 65 school tax ceiling freezes the school district tax amount. Your home's market value can climb by 30%. Your tax bill does not move. The third is a deferral program that postpones property tax payments until the home is sold. No cash leaves your account while you live there. The lien accumulates at a low interest rate and is settled from the estate. Even homeowners with substantial retirement income are often eligible for at least one program. The single most valuable item to check is whether your state has an assessment freeze regardless of income. If yes, locking in your base now can save tens of thousands over retirement. The fix is one phone call to your county assessor's office. Ask 2 questions. What senior property tax programs do you offer, and which have no income limit? That is bill number 2. Bill number 3, your Medicare Supplement premium. Most seniors enrolled in Original Medicare pay a separate monthly premium for a Medigap or Medicare Supplement plan that covers the gaps Medicare does not pay. Plan G, Plan N, and similar standardized plans must by law offer identical benefits regardless of which insurance company sells them. The only difference between companies is the monthly premium. The premium difference between the most expensive and least expensive carrier for the same plan letter in the same zip code can be $60 to $90 per month. That is $720 to $1,080 per year for coverage that is legally required to be identical. Most seniors are in plans they enrolled in when they first signed up at 65 and have never compared since. The premium has gone up automatically each year. They have never picked up the phone to check whether the same exact coverage is available cheaper. The fix is a comparison. Use Medicare's own plan finder at Medicare.gov or contact an independent Medicare broker who represents multiple carriers. The broker has no reason to favor any particular company and can run a side-by-side comparison in your area in minutes. Switching, if you are in good health, is relatively straightforward in most states. That is bill number 3. Bill number 4, your phone bill. The Lifeline program is a federal program administered by the Federal Communications Commission that provides a monthly discount of up to $30 on phone or internet service for eligible households. The discount applies to phone, internet, or a bundled service. To qualify, you must meet income requirements or participate in certain qualifying federal assistance programs. Qualifying programs include Medicaid, SNAP, Federal Public Housing Assistance, Veterans Pension and Survivors Benefit, and Supplemental Security Income. If you participate in any of those programs, you automatically qualify for Lifeline without a separate income test. $30 per month is $360 per year. Applied to a typical phone bill, it can reduce what you pay by a third or more. Some providers offer Lifeline-compatible plans that eliminate the bill entirely. Many seniors who qualify for Lifeline through their Medicaid or SSI participation have never been told the phone discount existed. They are paying a full phone bill every month while being entitled to a $30 reduction. Enrollment is handled through your phone provider or through the Universal Service Administrative Company at lifelinesupport.org. You apply once and recertify annually. That is bill number 4. Bill number 5, your utility bills. The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHEAP, is a federally funded program that provides direct financial assistance for home heating and cooling costs to eligible households. The benefit is paid directly to your utility provider, reducing your bill. The income eligibility threshold for LIHEAP is typically set at 150% of the federal poverty level, or 60% of your state's median income, whichever is higher. For a single-person household in 2026, that is approximately $21,000 to $26,000, depending on your state. For a two-person household, approximately $28,000 to $35,000. Here is what most people do not know. LIHEAP is not just for people facing shutoff. It is a seasonal program that provides a benefit to every eligible household that applies during the application window, regardless of whether their bills are current. You apply when the window opens, and the benefit reduces your bill for the season. There is also a weatherization program through the Department of Energy that provides free home energy efficiency improvements to eligible households, including insulation, air sealing, and heating system upgrades. These are permanent improvements that reduce energy bills for the lifetime of the home at no cost. Find your state's LIHEAP program at LIHEAP.org or by calling 1-800-4328-369. That is bill number 5. Now let me connect all 5 bills to the principle that runs through every one of them. The system is not designed to minimize what you pay. It is designed to collect from you efficiently. Every one of these exemptions and programs requires you to know it exists and take a specific action to claim it. None of them applies automatically to your account. The federal income tax exemption through the senior bonus deduction does not stop your withholding unless you file a new W-4V. The property tax freeze does not take effect unless you apply before the deadline. The Medigap premium discount does not happen unless you compare and make a call. The Lifeline phone discount does not appear on your bill unless you apply. The LIHEAP energy assistance does not arrive unless you contact your local agency. 5 bills, 5 specific actions, every one of them representing money that is currently leaving your household that the law says it does not have to. Let me go deeper on each bill because the practical details determine whether you actually capture the savings or leave them behind. On bill number 1, federal income tax, I want to address the specific interaction between the senior bonus deduction and Social Security taxation that produces savings larger than the deduction's face value. Your Social Security benefit becomes partially taxable when your combined income, which is your adjusted gross income plus non-taxable interest, plus half of your Social Security benefit, exceeds $25,000 as a single filer or $32,000 as a married couple. Between those thresholds and higher levels, up to 50% of your benefit is taxable. Above those upper thresholds, up to 85% is taxable. The senior bonus deduction reduces your adjusted gross income. A lower AGI reduces combined income. For a single senior whose combined income without the deduction is $27,000, the $6,000 deduction drops it to $21,000. Their Social Security is now entirely tax-free. The financial benefit is not just the direct tax saving on the $6,000 deduction. It is also the tax saving on whatever portion of Social Security was previously taxable. At 22%, eliminating the taxability of $2,000 of Social Security income saves an additional $440 in tax. The total benefit from the $6,000 deduction in this scenario is more than $1,700, significantly more than the face value calculation. On bill number 2, property tax, I want to address the application deadline issue specifically because this is where eligible seniors most consistently lose an entire year of benefits. Most counties set annual application deadlines for senior property tax exemptions. In many states, that deadline is in the spring, sometimes as early as April or May for the current tax year. If you miss the deadline, you do not receive the exemption for that year. You apply for the following year, but the missed year is permanently gone. I have worked with clients who discovered the property tax freeze in October and called their county only to be told the application deadline had passed in March. They waited a full calendar year to start receiving the benefit. The difference between finding out in February and finding out in October was 12 months of property tax relief that was never recovered. Call your county assessor's office this week. Not this month, this week. Ask about senior programs, income limits, and deadlines. If your state uses a statewide application portal, bookmark it and set a January calendar reminder every year to confirm your exemption is still active and whether annual renewal is required. On bill number 3, Medicare Supplement Premium, I want to address the underwriting consideration that affects some seniors who want to switch. During your initial 6-month Medigap open enrollment period, which starts when you turn 65 and enroll in Part B, insurance companies cannot deny you coverage or charge you more based on health history. After that window closes, most states allow medical underwriting, meaning carriers can charge more or decline coverage based on health. This means the optimal time to compare and potentially switch is when you are healthy. A rate comparison conducted while your health is good gives you genuine options. A comparison conducted after a significant health event may find that switching is not available or is too expensive to justify. If you enrolled in your current Medigap plan more than a year ago and have not compared rates since, run the comparison now. Medicare's plan finder at Medicare.gov or an independent broker can do this at no cost. If switching makes financial sense and you are in good health, the window to act is now. On bill number 4, the Lifeline phone discount, I want to address 2 specific groups who consistently miss this benefit. The first is seniors who qualify through Medicaid but who do not know the connection. If you receive Medicaid, which is separate from Medicare, you automatically qualify for Lifeline without any separate income test. Many seniors on Medicaid have never been told by their phone company or their Medicaid caseworker that a monthly phone discount is available. The second is seniors who receive the federal Veterans Pension or Survivor's Benefit. These programs also qualify you for Lifeline automatically. A veteran receiving Veterans Pension who is paying full price for a phone or internet service has likely never been told about the connection. Contact your phone provider and ask specifically about Lifeline program enrollment. If they do not handle Lifeline enrollment directly, visit lifelinesupport.org to find participating providers in your area. The enrollment process takes approximately 15 minutes. On Bill number 5, LIHEAP and Energy Assistance, I want to address the weatherization opportunity specifically, because this is the one with the longest lasting impact. The Weatherization Assistance Program provides free home energy efficiency improvements to eligible households. The income eligibility is set at 200% of the federal poverty level, which for a single person in 2026 is approximately $31,200. For a two-person household, approximately $42,000. For an older home with poor insulation and an aging heating system, the combination of weatherization improvements can reduce annual heating and cooling costs by 15 to 30% permanently. Not for one season, for the lifetime of the improvements, which in the case of insulation can be decades. In many states, if your household qualifies for LIHEAP, you are automatically referred to the Weatherization Program. Contact your local community action agency through LIHEAP.org to ask about both programs simultaneously. Let me close with the complete action checklist. Check your 2025 tax return to confirm the senior bonus deduction was applied. If you are withholding federal income tax from Social Security, recalculate your actual liability and file a new W-4V if the withholding is more than needed. Call your county assessor's office this week and ask about senior property tax exemptions, income limits, and application deadlines. Compare your Medigap premium against other carriers for the same plan letter in your zip code using Medicare.gov or an independent broker. If you receive Medicaid, SSI, SNAP, Veterans Pension, or federal public housing assistance, contact your phone provider about Lifeline enrollment. Contact your local community action agency through LIHEAP.org about LIHEAP seasonal energy assistance and weatherization improvements. 5 bills. 5 specific actions. Every dollar saved from each one stays in your household permanently. Send this video to one person in your life who is over 65 and who has not specifically reviewed these 5 bills in the past year. I will see you in the next one. Let me address several additional dimensions of these 5 bills that are specific to the current environment in 2026. On Bill number 1, the tax situation, I want to address what happens for seniors who are still working part-time in addition to receiving Social Security. The senior bonus deduction applies regardless of employment status. A 66-year-old with part-time wages and Social Security income still qualifies for the full $6,000 deduction, provided their modified adjusted gross income is below $75,000. The deduction reduces the combined income calculation and may keep their Social Security partially or fully non-taxable, even with the part-time earnings included. For working seniors near the Social Security earnings test limits, which in 2026 allows seniors below full retirement age to earn up to $22,320 without benefit reduction, the senior bonus deduction can offset much of the tax liability on those earnings. Understanding the complete picture of earnings, Social Security income, and deductions for the current year prevents both overpaying and underpaying tax. I also want to address the Tax Counseling for the Elderly program, which provides free federal tax preparation specifically for people 60 and older. Volunteers are trained specifically on retirement income, Social Security taxation, and the senior bonus deduction. For a senior paying $200 to $400 per year to a commercial preparer for a straightforward retirement return, the free TCE service provides the same preparation with volunteers who specialize in exactly the situations most retirees face. Find TCE locations through AARP Tax Aid at aarp.org/taxaid or by calling 1-888-2277-669. On Bill number 2, property tax, I want to address the specific situation of seniors who have recently relocated. Moving to a new state or county resets your property tax exemption status completely. Exemptions do not transfer between jurisdictions. A senior who received a property tax freeze in their previous state and moved to a new state must apply fresh in the new location. Many seniors who moved in the past 2 or 3 years for retirement, to be closer to family, or to a lower-cost location, have been in their new home without applying for local senior exemptions. They received them in the previous location and never thought to ask in the new one. If you have moved since age 65, the first call to make is to your current county assessor's office to confirm what programs are available and whether you have already applied. Also worth knowing for recently relocated seniors. Some states have residency requirements before you can claim certain exemptions. Florida requires you to have established permanent residency in the state. Texas requires you to have filed a homestead exemption application at your current address. The specific requirements vary by state and program. Calling the assessor's office immediately, rather than assuming you can apply at any time, prevents missing a deadline in your first year of eligibility. On Bill number 3, Medicare Supplement, I want to address the question of Medicare Advantage versus original Medicare with a Medigap plan, because this distinction affects which comparison is relevant. If you are in a Medicare Advantage plan rather than original Medicare, you do not have a Medigap premium to compare. Medicare Advantage plans bundle your Medicare coverage with additional benefits, and the premium and cost-sharing structure differs from original Medicare with a supplement. The annual Medicare open enrollment from October 15th to December 7th allows you to switch between Medicare Advantage plans or to switch from Medicare Advantage to original Medicare with a Part D plan. For Medicare Advantage enrollees, the comparison that matters is the annual review of whether your current plan's benefits, network, and drug formulary still meet your needs compared to alternatives available in your area. The Medicare Plan Finder at Medicare.gov shows all available plans, including both Medicare Advantage and standalone Part D options. Running this comparison every October during open enrollment ensures you are not in a plan that has changed significantly since you enrolled. On Bill number 4, Lifeline, I want to address a development that has changed the landscape for some lower-income seniors. The Affordable Connectivity Program, which previously provided up to $30 per month in internet subsidies, ended in June 2024. Lifeline remains available, but the ACP ended due to funding expiration. For seniors who were receiving ACP benefits and have seen their internet bill increase since mid-2024, Lifeline remains as an option if they meet the eligibility requirements. Some internet providers also offer their own low-income programs independently of federal programs. Comcast offers Internet Essentials for qualifying households. AT&T offers access from AT&T. Charter offers Spectrum Internet Assist. These provider-specific programs may provide connectivity at lower rates than standard service, even for seniors who do not qualify for Lifeline. Contact your current internet provider and ask specifically whether any low-income or senior discount programs are available. The conversation takes 5 minutes and may reveal options you did not know existed. On Bill number 5, LIHEAP, I want to address the application timing, because this is where most eligible seniors either succeed or miss out. LIHEAP operates on seasonal application windows. Heating assistance typically opens in the fall. Cooling assistance opens in the spring or summer in states where it is available. Applications are often accepted on a first-come, first-served basis until funds are exhausted. In some states and counties, funding runs out within weeks of the application window opening. The practical action is to find your local LIHEAP agency through LIHEAP.org now, before the next seasonal window opens, and register your contact information so you receive notification when the application period begins. In some states, pre-registration is possible. In others, you simply need to know the exact opening date so you can apply early. For seniors who have applied for LIHEAP in prior years and assumed they are automatically re-enrolled, confirm whether annual reapplication is required. Most programs require a new application each season. Your prior year enrollment does not automatically continue. The combination of LIHEAP heating assistance, LIHEAP cooling assistance where available, and weatherization improvements can produce total annual energy cost reductions of several hundred to over $1,000 per year for eligible households. For a senior on a fixed income in a northern climate with an older home, the combination of all 3 programs can make a material difference in monthly cash flow throughout the year. Let me also address one consideration that applies specifically to seniors who own their home outright and who are considering whether any of these programs affects their estate planning. The property tax deferral programs, where they exist, create a lien on the property that accumulates until the home is sold or transferred. The lien accrues interest at typically low rates, often below market. For a senior who plans to remain in their home until death and leave it to heirs, the deferred taxes plus accumulated interest will be paid from the estate proceeds. The heirs receive the home's net equity after the lien is settled. Whether a deferral is appropriate depends on the interest rate of the deferral compared to alternative uses of the cash flow that would be freed by not paying the tax bill. For a senior with no other income and no accessible savings, deferral eliminates a cash flow burden and allows them to stay in their home without financial pressure. For a senior with investment assets earning more than the deferral interest rate, the deferral may or may not be the optimal choice, depending on the specific rates and the estate planning priorities. The flat exemption and the assessment freeze, by contrast, reduce the tax bill itself permanently without creating any lien. These are preferable to deferral where they are available and where you qualify. I will see you in the next one.